So could this possibly be one of the greatest shoes ever made? This is the Air Jordan 1 in the Bred colorway. So in case you're new to the channel, my name is Oliver. I love to talk about sneakers and go over like the different types of pairs in my collection, as well as some of the new releases that are coming out soon. So in today's video, I'm going to go over a personal pair in my collection. And this is the 2013 Air Jordan 1 in the Bred colorway. So I got this shoe about 5 years ago, and it's probably one of my most favorite shoes in my collection. I think it looks great because I've worn it a ton. It's kind of beat up. The leather is really molded to my feet. So I'm really happy to have it in my collection. And I just want to share why it's so great and why you might want to consider a pair of Air Jordan 1s for yourself too. So the Air Jordan 1, if you don't already know, is this basketball sneaker that was released back in 1985. This was Michael Jordan's first signature sneaker with Nike. And this was actually the first way to lure Michael into getting a contract done with Nike rather than with like Adidas or with Reebok. You wouldn't believe it, but at the time Nike was a really small company. They really wanted to get signature athletes on board. So it's definitely a huge pull for Nike to get him to sign on board with their company. So going into the shoe, basically what we have is a full leather upper done with panels of red as well as black, in particular for this Bred colorway. Going across the medial side of the shoe, we have pretty much the same pattern here. Going across the toe box, we have this hit of red here. That gives it a really nice pop when you're looking down on the sneaker. From a quick glance, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between an Air Jordan 1 or a Nike Dunk. I would say the major differentiating factor between the two is the Wings logo done on the lateral side on this cut of leather here. So going across the tongue, the shoe is dressed with black laces, and it also comes with this Nike Air branding done on the tongue as well. The Air Jordan 1 for me is probably one of the greatest sneakers that I have in my collection. I'm super happy to have it, but there's a lot of personal connection with this sneaker that I have, and that I got this sneaker right when I finished grad school. That was a huge time in my life because obviously, finishing up grad school is a huge accomplishment by itself, but also having the ability to buy a pair of rare sneakers was also huge. So growing up, if you don't already know, I definitely did not have a job, so I wasn't able to make money. I could not afford any of the sneakers I really liked back then. I made it a goal for myself that when I could finally afford to do so, I would be able to treat myself with a pair of these. So I'm really happy to say, as of 2017, I was able to accomplish that goal, and now these are in my collection. As for whether or not the Air Jordan 1 is a great cop for yourself, I want to say this shoe is fairly ubiquitous. It doesn't really matter what you wear or what you do. This shoe works with just about anyone. So I want to say that this sneaker, it really defines the whole mantra of the more you wear it, the better it looks. And I think that definitely holds true because I've had this pair now for 5 years. I've worn it a ton. And this pair originally released back in 2013. And it doesn't look like it's seen any type of wear whatsoever. I think the only time you can see the wear is really on the midsole. But because of the materials that they use in this midsole, this shoe is basically indestructible and it will last you super long time. There are still pairs of the 1985 that are still in pretty pristine condition. The Air Jordan 1 definitely stands the test of time. So this is a predominantly black based shoe. I think it looks really great with jeans. You can definitely wear it with shorts with some white socks probably to give it some contrast. But if you're not interested in this shoe, there's also the Chicagos, there's the black toes. There's also the shattered backboards, which are crazy expensive, of course, but there's a lot of other pairs out there with multiple different color combinations. Whatever color you want, there is probably an Air Jordan 1 for you. It just really depends on your preferences. I personally like this black and red colorway because it just works so well, and it's just a classic combination. That's about it for my video. I just wanted to share my personal pair in my collection. I hope you found this video to be entertaining or educational. Alright, well thanks so much for watching. If you really liked what you saw, feel free to leave a like below. It really helps out the channel. If you have any feedback or questions, definitely leave them in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.